Yeah.
And if all has gone well, Rhea says, "Give me that sword of justice." How do I make her a mod? Add friend.
Give me that sword of justice.
Sorry, I should have done this beforehand. Yeah, right. Okay, cool. Yay! Apparently it's working. She can see us. Okay, get the docky back up. All right, ready?
Trying to centralize myself. There we go.
All right, hey guys, welcome to episode 8 of the Kill Feed podcast. I'm Tom.
Hello, I'm Owen.
This is the first time you'll actually see our lovely faces.
No, it's not.
Well, yeah, we recorded a video, but you know what I mean, like live.
Episode 1 was literally our faces.
Yeah, but does a pilot really count?
I mean,
Not sponsored by Darko.
It's okay. I balanced it out with the Pepsi. It's fine.
Yeah, we're impartial here. We're like the BBC. We are going to start things off this week. For those that don't know, this is the Esports podcast that myself, Tom, and Owen run, covering all the latest news and things going on in the esports scene. We're going to start the week off with Overwatch, but we're not going to go as in depth as normal because of reasons.
Because reasons.
Would you like to kick things off with Overwatch?
Yeah. I mean, where do you want to start? Do you want to? Should we start with Overwatch League, or do you want to start with the fact that Echo got released this week?
We can start with Overwatch, the actual game, release of Echo and such.
All right. So we talked a couple of weeks ago. New hero Echo got released into PTR. She's kind of crazy. She can fly around. Her ultimate, she can duplicate into other people. She's kind of broken.
Yeah.
But yeah, she got released into the full retail version of the game this week on Tuesday, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not going to be in Overwatch League yet.
No, not for
Obviously,
a while.
she will be. We'll probably see that whenever they update patches in Overwatch League. We'll see her next in there. But they Blizzard have set up a tournament for North America and Europe this weekend to showcase her and her abilities.
Yeah.
They've released drops with that as well.
Yeah, a lot of drops happening. I wonder why.
Yeah, well, you know, got to get
worked.
those views up.
It worked for some games.
Yeah. But
it's more of a community based
for sure.
event. It's more of a community based event with the only downsides to pros being limitations, if you like, with pros playing is that only one person from Overwatch League and one person from Contenders can play together on one team. Max.
Yes. Yeah, I mean that's kind of cool though, because something like this you want to see all your streamers and your content creators. Yeah, you want to see the people that you watch regularly anyway. You want to see them actually try and play, and for a lot of people, like Overwatch is a hugely casual. Like there is a huge casual fan base for Overwatch. So maybe that's for some people this will be an introduction to competitive Overwatch.
Yeah. The stipulations with this is that Echo must be played at all times because it's the Echo event, if you like.
Yeah. It's called Flash Ops Echo Showdown.
Yeah.
That's your official title.
Which is a bit of a strange thing because, I mean, the Flash Ops must suggest that it's like something quick, like.
Well, aren't we due an Overwatch archive event?
Aren't we do a lot of things in Overwatch?
Balance, patches, content.
They put patch notes, like the patch note above the below the Overwatch logo when you sign in the other day, and people were like, "Oh, it's finally happening!" But there's no actual patch notes there. The game's been out for 5 years, but
it's just simple stuff.
The simple stuff.
Never mind. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, there's two. Is it just the two regions, North America and Europe?
Yeah, 2 regions.
Okay, just 2 regions. And there's a prize pool of $25,000 per region, which is for a community tournament. That's pretty good, in my opinion. It gives people actually, like, the more competitive people, actually something to play for. And if you're a viewer, then you get drops for watching the games through people's streams, because this won't be on there. You won't be able to get drops through an Overwatch League YouTube channel yet, will you? So this is just drops, but in like actual players.
They didn't go into specifics, but considering they're saying drops, and I know they haven't worked out how to how to do it yet for YouTube. I don't know. It's
they probably have certain affiliated streamers that you'll be able to get drops from. And basically you'll get a drop after 2 hours of viewing, 4 hours of viewing, and 6 hours of viewing. That's a lot of viewing hours just to get sprays, I'll be honest. But
yeah,
at least, like, some people love that shit, and some people stick around just for sprays. Some people will just leave their computer on in the background and go out and have fun.
Yeah, but someone would do it for days trying to get a beta key, but got there in the end, didn't we?
I was going to say, don't feel too bad about that one. You got there in the end. Yeah, so interested to see how that kind of takes part. My team was actually gonna enter into that, but unfortunately we weren't able to. So we don't have enough players around this weekend.
It's a bit of a weird one, I think. The fact that they're allowing pro players to play on it. As soon as it's a community event, I think it should be more grassroots orientated. But
yeah, I appreciate that. But then most of the big Overwatch streamers and names in Overwatch are the pro players, right? So if you actually want people to tune into this, like, not enough people are going to tune into the other
Jimmy
top
1,
streamers
2, 3.
Yeah, exactly. People are going to want to tune in and watch some of the Overwatch League or Contenders players.
Exclusive.
Yeah,
probably.
He's neither of those, so he could have been in it either way.
Yeah, that's a weird one, isn't it? That you could just rock up on someone's team and it's like, oh, okay. You've got him. A little bit of sad Contenders news, as there always seems to be this week, is that Clockwork Vendettas disbanded.
Yeah.
F's in chat.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about that one.
We
spoke last week extensively about how shit the Overwatch Tier 2 scene is. So I'm not surprised to see teams start drop out. There's no support in Tier 2 for teams, so we'll probably we started to see academy teams drop out, right? So we're going to start to see like teams that are essentially self-sufficient drop out as well. They're not going to be able to afford to stay in this.
No, I believe that this event, the Echo Showdown Community one, is being broadcast on the official Overwatch League account and not anything to do with Contenders. It's not even being shown on there whatsoever. So maybe that's because they want to get more eyeballs on it. I don't know, but it's meant to be a
on their
community.
YouTube account.
Yeah.
So they're essentially public, like.
Yeah.
So they want people to tune in and get drops.
I'm
sorry, I'm waving my microphone. I like having something in my hand that I can wave around and point with.
That's going to get taken out of context.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Yeah, so they want people to tune in and watch streams so they can get the drops, the skin drops.
Yeah.
But they're also putting on their Overwatch League YouTube channel, which you can't get drops from.
So
and isn't where everybody else is going to be streaming it.
Yeah.
Thus potentially taking eyes away from so is it being like it's been shown on the YouTube channel, but is it actually being officially cast as well? Or yeah.
Maybe it'll be cast. There's been no announcement.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief. Don't know about that one. I can hear your keyboard. Are you frantically trying to find out?
I'm frantically trying to find out when the hell this thing is.
It's this weekend.
It's this weekend, and that's all the details we know, because it's Blizzard.
I know. Because I looked at signing my my team up, I went on the sign up page, and it's so devoid of information. Like, I had to look elsewhere to try and find information out. Like, it doesn't even tell you what time the brackets start. It just tells you that there are brackets. It's like, yeah, but when are the teams meant to be available? They're just...
Isn't that...
I don't know. They're not very good at this, I'll be honest.
Isn't that Blizzard's handling of Overwatch in a nutshell? You know?
It's just... I don't know. They don't know what they're doing.
They don't, and that's why I feel like we should push moving on with more Valorant coverage in comparison to Overwatch. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Overwatch. I'm wearing a bloody San Francisco shop hoodie, surrounded by merch. I can pick up a Farah, you know, like, yeah.
I was gonna say, look at this wall of fucking stuff.
Yeah.
I've got this thing here. Like, we're huge fans, long-term fans. But yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
It's just not worth it. They're not handling it at all well. And
Valorant good, Overwatch bad.
Thank you for the summary. Yeah, perfect. Moving on. Should we touch on Overwatch League matches? We can do results if you want to.
I've got it open.
I've got it open. We can do it quick. Yeah.
Okay, so do we need to go through last week as well?
What, week 10?
Yes.
Yes, because week 11 matches were played. 2 week 11 matches were played last night because they just make up when these matches are being played. Like, fucking 4 days, so 3 days.
Whatever. Who knows? I suppose it's better than none, which we had like for the first like 5 weeks of the podcast. We were trying to talk about Overwatch League and it just wasn't possible.
Yeah,
and now we don't care about it, and there are gamers all the time. Okay. So sad. The Hangzhou Spark beat the Chengdu Hunters 3-0, which obviously we're both devastated by because Chengdu Hunters is the greatest team of all time. And then the next result was super fucking interesting.
Charge beat Vancouver 3-0.
Who knew? Who knew? We literally roasted Charge last week.
And they just, no way.
Titans just died.
No way. Oh. Titans getting bodied. Like.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, then the match that we thought was going to be an absolute slobber knocker was the slobber knocker.
Mm-hmm.
So Philly beat Paris 3-2.
Yeah.
Which actually was a reverse sweep.
They pushed them quite hard.
Yeah, so, you know, that was kind of... We said that was going to be one of the best games of the week, and obviously it was.
Yeah.
And then Houston are still alive. They beat Boston. Nobody has to lose their jobs this week.
They made it look hard, though.
I mean, nothing about that surprises me. No.
There are times when they look like a good functional team, and there's times when it's just like just finish the job, please, just do it.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Dallas beating Washington 3-0. That's a bit of a shocker.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen, like, I think we mentioned this last week. Washington have been on like a bit of a decline recently, so I'm kind of not too surprised by that one. I'm pretty sure I predicted Dallas winning, actually.
Yeah, I think you did. Every time you predict Dallas winning, I'm like, this guy, and they do, and I'm
Gotta
like,
start putting money on this shit.
Yeah, that way, get in touch with him. Chengdu beat Vancouver Titans 3-1, so nothing this week for the Titans.
Their game this week, and it was against Charge and Hunters. I don't understand how that's possible. This is the timeline we live in now.
Perhaps
Titans, Hunters good.
Perhaps they need to get back on American soil. I don't know.
I don't know. Very strange.
Shanghai beaten Charge 3-0. We sort of see that coming.
That's interesting only based on the Titans got beaten by Charge. Do you know what I mean? That kind of makes you like Dragons look a lot better there.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start taking them a bit more seriously. Then Houston scrapes past Defiant 3-2.
Yeah, reverse sweep. Their second
reverse sweep.
Yeah, second ever reverse sweep.
Second ever. That's actually kind of pathetic.
They've not been great.
Yeah, fair enough. I can do that.
Philly beat Atlanta 3-2.
And that was one of the other games we said was going to be really great. And it was a bit of a slobber knocker. So
yeah, Carpe just doing Carpe things.
And it was and Atlanta went 2-0 down, so they tried to run it back Philly style. Couldn't quite do it at the end.
Yeah.
And then to finish out the week, San Francisco beat the Gladiators 3-0.
Yeah.
In the mini redemption arc. After losing against Valiant and Gladiators, they played them within the next 2 weeks and beat them both back again. So
yeah, found a bit of form now.
Yeah, they learnt from their mistakes. It's kind of what we said last week, that it was unlikely that they would lose both.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to bigger, better things.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's talk Valorant. Woo! Boy, I finally got in this game and it's good. It's so good. It's so good.
It's fun. I think that's at the very base level of video games. That's all that they need to be. That's all that a video game needs to be is fun.
A key thing is like the last game I played before we started streaming, I did a bit of work on assets and stuff, and I just said, "Oh no, I'm booting up Valorant because I want to play." And if you can lose at a game but still enjoy it, that says a lot, you know. Yeah. It was a tight game. I didn't get bodied, but I still had fun playing it. Yeah. Whereas there's games of Overwatch where I've just been like, oh.
Yeah, I know. Even when you win, it can feel like a chore, but so far, like Valorant feels like
dragging
it's just a good time. Yeah, I feel like, and maybe it's because it's a new game, but I feel like the learning curve is super fun. So, I think it's safe to say that neither of us are that great, right? But
no, I haven't found my main yet.
But it's fun to learn. And the improvement is so obvious when you're playing it.
Yeah.
Because you start winning those 1v2s, those 1v3s, clutching up.
It's a great feeling.
And winning the duels and stuff like that. So, even at a low level, the improvement curve is so fucking fun.
We touched on it last week, the practice range. That's way more extensive than what I previously thought. So coming from an Overwatch background, we've had the same one for 5 years, and it's very basic. It doesn't tell you rule
What do you mean?
information.
They changed it this week. They changed it.
Oh, what? They put the echo thing in.
You can put a hero in there so that you can transform into them as Echo.
Right. Anyway, we're not talking about that anymore.
Yeah.
Just being able to see spray patterns. Like, it's a massive thing.
Target, isn't it? Yeah. I said to you, like in the week, that moving target is so good.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that there's a dummy next to it where you can see how much damage you're doing, and like from like different body parts that you hit and stuff like that. Like, it's insane. It's so well thought out.
Yeah.
So good.
Obviously, it's still beta. I haven't come across any bugs. It's very polished.
Yeah.
There is one bug. Have you seen the Cypher one?
I've seen it. They've patched it out now, but it's worth mentioning just because it was really fucking funny.
So the agent, I need to say agent, not hero, Cypher.
Yeah.
One of his abilities was being able to put a camera on a wall, and then you can like view through it, and it can shoot. Kind
of like Rainbow Six, right? Where you can go to cameras and look at cameras.
And it has one primary fire and it has a long reload time on it, but you can like ping a target and then you can see them sporadically. But there was a weird interaction where if you threw a gun at it, the camera would pick up the gun, so you just see a camera with a shotgun on a wall. And everyone was like, and it would be able to fire. It's fucking ridiculous.
So you can of the camera and fired a weapon at people as they walked past you unknowingly. It was amazing. Yeah, they patched it out so fast.
Even their tweet putting it.
Like, I know it's a shame because it was a funny bug, right? But it's good. Like in beta, they like one bug happened. Like one bug was very evident. They literally were on it within like 48 hours. It was gone.
And especially in this climate of what's going on at the moment, you know, their team is completely split up. They're working from home. Fuck knows what's going on with their scheduling. If they even meet deadlines with actually this coming out when it should, and I do think it will get pushed back a bit.
Yeah,
they are very quick to react and very quick to respond to criticism. They've been putting out articles of like how things work. I linked you one midweek about they put a video out about 128 tick rate to their servers, yeah, and what impact that has on gameplay and things like that. And it's interesting to see, you know, that it does make a difference. It is worth
this investment, actually, and the fact they're going straight in for 128 tick as standard, because in like CS:GO matchmaking is 64 tick. So like they're already straight in on where they want to be, and they're it's kind of like everything's a statement right now.
Yeah,
like the launch was buttery smooth. The like bug fixes are quick, tick rate servers, netcode, everything that like it's just bang 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 bang. Like everything is really really top notch so far.
And from a gameplay perspective, their ethos is very much just get good, you know? If you're struggling, keep playing, get good at it. Whereas Overwatch was very much, we'll look at these heroes and we'll balance them because people were having a hard time with X, Y, and Z. Everyone else, Riot's stance on this is just get good at it, you know?
Yeah.
Learn.
Yeah.
Which is completely different.
Yeah, it's kind of refreshing, really. And the thing is, I think it's kind of balanced anyway. There's only one hero or one agent within the game that's like.
Is she
do with a quick?
Is it Raze or Rez?
It's Raze, yeah.
Is Raze overpowered? Go.
Yes. No, she's mostly balanced, right? She's mostly balanced. I don't like that her ultimate is a one-shot kill, insta kill. I don't like that, but like maybe I would be okay with that if the blast radius was a bit smaller. But you can be quite far away from that and die instantly. But like, I really like the mobility that she gives herself from her C4 packs. So not like a lot of people are just using them for mobility, not for damage, and I think that's really cool. People have already kind of like finding ways to use her kit in probably ways that weren't intended initially.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I just think that maybe like the grenades just could do a little bit of damage tweak. But other than that, I like genuinely she's mostly balanced, and most of it you can play around.
I would agree with that. I think her ult. I know what you mean. It is frustrating that it's a one-shot kill. I think there needs to be a trade-off for that in the sense that if you're 1v1ing someone, because they need to change the lead time for that, so that it takes so much longer for her to either pull it out, or the fire rate needs to be decreased, so that it is a bit harder for that person to get the one-shot kill. You know?
Yeah.
But other than that, all the agents are balanced as anything, really.
Yeah, some of them just require a bigger brain than others to play, honestly. Like we mentioned Cypher earlier. I really like his kit, and I keep trying to use him. My brain is not big enough to use this guy. I'm so ineffective when I play a Cypher. Like, I play a lot of Breach. Breach is my guy so far. But like, I just, every time I look at Cypher, I'm like, I like his character design. I think the idea of his abilities is kind of cool. But yeah, I just can't do it. My brain's too small. Not enough IQ.
I haven't I haven't unlocked Breach yet. Might be worth saying the method of. So what is there? 5 agents that you start off with, and then as you play, you can unlock tokens to unlock more ones.
Yeah. So, there's 10 agents so far. Breach, Brimstone, Cypher, Jet, Omen, Phoenix, Rage,
Viper,
Sage, Sova, and Viper. So each of them have different abilities. Some of them cross over a little bit. So some of them, like a couple of different characters, have flashbang abilities. A couple of different have like smoke screen abilities or wall, like smoke wall abilities. Sage has a healing orb. And there's like a couple of recon abilities with different heroes. Like there's a wide range of stuff, but some of it like overlaps, which I think is really nice because you can you're not forced to play one character because they're the only character that can do that. Yeah. Except from Sage. Sage is the only character that can heal. But everyone else can kind of cross over a little bit, so you're not kind of like
you're not so
forced
pigeonholed
into a shoehorned like meta.
Yeah, which is better because
it's really nice.
Not to reference Overwatch too much, but a lot of the time it was we need X to go with Y. Why are you not playing X? You need to be playing. We need a Mercy. Yeah. We need or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. It's so when you first load in, you start with 5 of the agents. I believe you start with Brimstone, Jet, Phoenix, Sage, Sova. Yeah, those 5. So you can unlock Viper, Raze, Omen, Cypher, and Breach. And for the first 2 characters, it's quite quick to be able to unlock the first 2. And that is based on XP, just in game. You don't have to pay for characters; they're free to play. You just have to be able to unlock them. But once you've unlocked those first 2, then you have to unlock further characters by leveling up their contracts, which you can activate for one specific character at a time. So if you haven't unlocked them, say you've like you said, you haven't unlocked Breach, right? So you can select Breach's contract and then play as a different character, but the XP goes towards the Breach contract.
Yeah.
And once you reach tier 5 of the
Oh no. Owen's gone. Just playing a face. Rutro. I'll have to take over from him for a minute. So yeah, once you unlock tier 5 of that contract, oh no, our internet's gone as well. No. Oh dear. And we're back. Right, sorry about that, guys. I thought that Owen's internet died because you were stuck doing a face, and it turns out mine just completely shut the bed. So technical difficulties.
Never mind. These things happen.
You were mentioning that you can earn XP to unlock other agents. You don't strictly have to focus on that agent by,
Yeah, so if you start a contract for an agent and then like one that's locked, and then while you're playing an agent that you have unlocked, you will earn XP towards the contract, which enables you to unlock other characters. And each so you get an unlock of a character at tier 5 on the contract, and then I think tier 9 or something like that. I can hear Hobie.
I was like, I hope that's not coming through.
Yeah, but it's basically a weapon skin. So each agent has their own personalized weapon skin as well, and it's like a pistol. So they each have a pistol skin.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Have you checked out any of the animations that you can unlock or buy? I'm not sure if you can buy them or unlock them. There's different ones for one of the guns. I can't remember. It's like an assault rifle.
The Vandal, the like purple.
Yeah.
You have to pay for that. Okay, so heroes, agents are free. Agents are free. The game is free. It's fine. Gun skins are so expensive. For a set of 4 weapon skins, the Vandal, like that whatever skin type that was, I can't remember what it was fucking called, right? The Reaver collection or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
It was £50 for 4 skins. That's a lot of fucking money.
Right.
And so there are different tiers for each group or collection, what they call collections of weapons. and there's 3 tiers to them, and for each tier you have to pay money to unlock. It's not XP based. It's not I've got 200 kills with this rifle, I've now unlocked the blue version of it instead of the purple. No, you have to like to get that thing that's like, or to change color of that gun. So the one you're talking about is purple, right?
Yeah.
To get the black version of that, you have to pay £16. So on top of the £50 you've already spent, you have to pay another 16. So you've spent nearly £70 just to get a black skin.
Do you think that it's
blows
something...
my fucking brain? And I know that in CS... Oh, I know someone that's done it. Yeah. I know people that will do it. They're fully invested in this game, and like fair play to them. But just for a weapon skin, bro, like CS has a marketplace, and things that are extremely rare drops become extremely expensive. Like knives and gloves and stuff have like a 0.1% drop rate in CS in cases. So they become very expensive when people trade them, because there just are fucking none of them out there. But for skins that everybody can pay for, everybody can get, I just think that that's way too much. Yeah. That's just my personal opinion.
And they need to... I think they'll end up doing... I wouldn't be surprised if they end up doing a battle pass system in the end.
Oh, same. Absolutely.
Community feedback will bite them in the ass, and they'll end up turning around on these skin prices. Yeah, I followed someone that works for Face It, the website, and he paid 300 quid for a sticker to go on his CS rifle.
Oh, is this Bardolph?
I think so. I don't know.
James Bardolph. Yeah. I saw this tweet.
He put it on sideways, didn't he, or something?
Yeah, he put it on his skin and then didn't like it.
300 quid.
I mean, yeah.
If you've got the money.
He's a caster, so he's actually been casting Flashpoint. So, I mean, he has. If that's what he decides to spend his money on, then fair enough. If you got the money to do it, go nuts. But I see what you're coming from. Like some stuff.
Judging, but
I'm not judging, but it's wrong. Don't do it.
I'm not judging, but £300 on a fucking skin.
It's not even a skin. It's
a sticker. It's a sticker. It's worse.
Come on, man.
Oh, I don't know. Let's move on.
Let's talk about the competitive scene. Actually, before we touch on, sorry, there's one thing that just popped into my mind. So before we actually talk about the competitive, I want to talk about ranked real quick. So we currently only have unranked in the game. And I think that's like the ranked is coming in this week, like or next week.
Which is super quick, I think.
Which is super quick, but I think it's a good thing, because at the moment lobbies are super unbalanced, right? So like I've been seeing people drop 50 kills in a game, and then other people on their team getting like 2. Like it's super unbalanced. But I haven't seen the actual quote, and I haven't heard the quote, but I've been told through an ex-player of my Overwatch team who is like transitioning to Valorant, that they like basically players are being told by Riot that they are encouraging stacking. They're openly encouraging stacking because it is exclusively team-based game, right? So they would rather have teams of like 5 players. Like they will openly encourage like 5 stacking, and they will rather have those people at the top there than solo queue players. And honestly, in a team-based game where they encourage stacking, if you've got no friends, go on a Discord server and fucking make some. That is my advice with Valorant. I think in a team-based game, like I always found it strange how in Overwatch they were like, oh no, we can't have people stacking. We can't have people stacking. I just never understood it.
Well, they tried to encourage it after a while by like, stay as group.
Yeah, for sure. But at high levels, you just can't do it.
Yeah.
Over
Yeah.
a certain rank, once you're in GM, you can only stack you can only duo or at max trio, I think.
What difference does it make?
But in a game where you have 6 players per team and you can only have, I don't know. No, I never understood that one. No. But anyway, we can move on to the actual competitive. I'll let you take the lead on that one.
Yeah. A couple of invitationals and events popping up already, and this scene has not taken long. You think the beta's been out for like 2 weeks or something?
Yeah.
Wasted no time whatsoever getting going. The 100 Thieves Invitational, was that the first one?
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, yeah, that was the first
like high
unofficial.
profile.
Yeah.
As they described it, 8 teams captained by some of the biggest content creators in the world. They weren't lying, to be fair.
They weren't wrong either.
No.
They had a lot of fucking content creators in that.
And it made sense for them because it works for everyone. It gets eyes on 100 Thieves. It gets eyes on the content creators who are already getting their streams bombarded by people spamming, key and drops and shit. Puts all the eyes in the places that people want it to be.
If Nadeshot knows anything, it's about how to market his own brand. And 100 Thieves is doing some really cool stuff at the moment, and this was just a really it's a great idea. When you think about it, it's a no-brainer to do this and to be the first one out there doing it.
Yeah, with literal, not even a month's prep to get those people on board that he did as well.
Yeah.
So
I watched some of it, and basically that was you would just watch individual players' point of views. There was no broadcast or anything like that. It was just you could just go and watch your favorite player's point of view. Which is, I think, it's a good way to grow interest in a game.
Yeah.
I think that was cool. It was some fun games. It was unfortunately for us, it was because it's US based. The timings weren't great, so I only managed to get to watch a couple of games. But yeah, it was pretty hype.
Yeah, Shroud and Tim the Tatman both in the final with their respective teams. Tim got bodied really in the end, bless him. But then it's just fucking Shroud, so
yeah. That team's actually kind of nuts.
A
couple of those guys, AZK and Brax, are actually already signed to T1 as Valorant players. And Hiko and Skadoodle and Shroud. Well, actually, all 5 of them are ex-CSGO players.
Yeah.
So, Skadoodle was won a fucking major in CS. Do you know what I mean? This is some nutty fucking player. And that said, there are some really good players on Tim's team as well, but just not on the same level.
No, that's it. It's nice to see Mendu, who was on Houston Outlaws originally, going places now. Because he started off doing well in Apex, but I think EA have badly handled Apex and it's stagnated pretty badly. Competitively, yeah, for sure. XQC was due to participate in this, but he dropped out. Well, here's the thing. He dropped out last minute, and then he was streaming the Echo event on Overwatch, so it's almost
like he was asked to stream or wanted to stream the Echo, forgot about it, agreed to do the 100 Thieves event, and then went, oh shit.
Yeah, I've signed this fucking NDA and crap.
Yeah.
Next one popping up, because there's a few popping up. There's a Cash App, which doesn't mean much to us, but I think it's a big thing in America.
Cash App's quite big in America, I think.
They're doing a charity tournament with 20k for COVID relief efforts, 10k for viewers to win by that's a very big growing trend. Is not just the incentive of watching the actual content, but hey, come watch this event or watch my stream, and there's drops and there's money to be given away and there's sprays and in-game content.
It's kind of insane.
Yeah, and it's weird that you would need that, but then as a casual, I mean, like, it's only gotta put, extra sugar on your fucking topping. To be like, oh, I can watch this thing that I think this game's cool. I'll watch this.
I'm interested in this anyway, and now they're giving
money away.
Watch it as well.
Yeah,
fucking, I'm gonna go watch that shit straight away.
Yeah. So Seagull and Emong are in there. There's a fucking load of personalities. To be fair,
this happened already. This was like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I don't know this one actually.
Sorry. At the time of writing, it was that night, but time zones and stuff. It's like the T1 Invitational that I was going to get onto as well. That happened yesterday.
I watched some of that one. So that the T1, interestingly, they actually had a cast broadcast. So, like I said, the 100 Thieves one didn't have. The T1 Invitational did have that.
Mm-hmm.
So Puckett, who we know from Overwatch League, but has been through that from Halo and Call of Duty and so on and so forth. He cast with a CSGO, or has cast CSGO, also PUBG, and amongst other titles, Pansy.
Mm-hmm.
So they cast together. And the observing was really basic. So they were basically able to switch between different players' points of view. But there was nothing else. So obviously, if you're watching Counter-Strike, there would be a lot of things you can see on screen that really embellish what's going on and kind of help tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
And help them show things and set plays, etc., in a better way. But obviously, we're in beta, being in a beta. But it was cool to see it already being cast and broadcast, and it already works as a broadcast game. It was good to watch. So I'm actually quite interested to see what observing tools, whether it's going to be similar to the level that CS:GO has, when proper tournaments start later on down the line.
Yeah, I think Golden Boys saw that on Twitter, saying that how much they were suffering for not having that, but it's been out for like 2.5 weeks. Like, it's in beta still.
Yeah.
Like, what do you expect? They're sort of trying to run before they can walk with it, but at the same time, Riot would be wrong not to want to embrace this, momentum that they have already with this game and have something in place. I probably think, give it a week or so, they'll probably have a spectator tool made. Whether it be brilliant.
I'm sure it's there already. It's just not being given to everyone yet.
Mm-hmm.
But interesting enough, the team that won this is the same team that won the 100 Thieves Invitational. So,
oh wow!
The only thing is that it wasn't Shroud. Shroud didn't play. They had another ex CS:GO player, Nothing, playing. But they beat Team Dizzy. So Dizzy made his name in Apex, like big time name in Apex, with a few other ex Apex and Overwatch players, Retzi, Zoms, and so on. So yeah, I think it was another really successful tournament. I think there was more viewership on individual point of view broadcast stream, but the fact that there was a broadcast stream, I think is already a step in the right direction.
Mm. Apologies for my dog. There's a truck that's come. I don't really know what he's doing. He's trying to reverse into the tiniest gap in the world by the looks of it, and if he hits my car, I'm going to be pissed. But my dog is very much startled by it.
Understandable. So while we are on the subject of competitive Valorant, I think it's worth noting that the Valorant team put out a statement this week, basically saying that they want the esports side of this game to grow organic naturally.
Mm-hmm.
They don't just want to set up a league immediately and drag teams in. Like they want tournament organizers to set up their own tournaments, and teams to form organically, setting up teams, amateur leagues, tournaments, etc.
Mm-hmm.
The way that it should work, right? They're not trying to force it. They're basically, here's our really cool shooter. If you want to play this competitively, you go nuts. You set it up. Let's see how it goes. Now they do obviously Riot has League of Legends, so that's their big game. And which has the LCS, which is essentially a franchise league.
Well, they've got two. They got the LCS and the LEC as well. So
yeah,
it's huge. As no one needs to be told,
Yeah, absolutely. So it'll be interesting to see whether they decide if obviously the Valorant organic esports scene grows well. It'll be interesting to see if they do that with Valorant or whether they allow it to stay organic and take a mostly back step in it. I prefer to see it that way.
I've seen a lot of cynics with this saying that basically they'll let the companies will sit back, let people put in the groundwork, and then swoop on in when they want to make it franchised. And say, we'll pick this and these teams up.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. But I prefer it to be organic than push it for them to go too fast and end up trying to form a league and it becomes like the Overwatch League has become.
Yeah.
Where there's franchises straight away.
You don't want to put all of your eggs in that singular basket.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Overwatch did that. They essentially killed their T2 scene by tunneling everything into OWL. So
yeah, I think we mentioned that last week when we went on a little contenders rant about how they just pretty much, by forming the Overwatch League, just killed off all over supporting parts of the esports scene for it.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
You've got on there that pro team interest is clear. You can fucking say that again.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it's so obvious that teams are interested in setting up squads for this.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, 100 Thieves and T1 have both run invitational tournaments, so their interest is very clear.
Yeah.
T1 have already signed players as Valorant players, Brax and AZK, I believe.
Which is nutty to me because they still want a beta,
Yeah, I know. They had signed Valorant contracts before their beta was released, I believe. They just knew that was what they were committing to. Yeah. So NIP have actually re-signed their old Paladins roster, which they had released after they just won the World Championship. At the end of last year, they released that squad because Paladins is basically dead as an esport. And they have basically re-signed that roster, and that's now their Valorant roster.
That was actually the first team being formed for Valorant that I'd seen.
The first full team, I believe, yeah.
So NIP wasting no time whatsoever getting their foot in the door.
Yeah, I mean, given NIP's history, Counter-Strike rather. Given their history in Counter-Strike, it's not surprising that they're looking to be forerunners in a new shooter.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have teams like Envy who have been tweeting, at their fans who should we sign for our Valorant roster, making it very, very clear that they're looking to go that direction. So I think this game is straight out the door is going to have major organizations with Valorant teams.
Yeah, without a doubt. You think of any major one, they'll have one or will be planning one now already.
Almost every major team, basically any major team with a CSGO Valorant roster as well.
Yeah, and who could blame them?
Yeah, fuck it. You might now's the time to ride that one. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, if you're competing in, say, Apex and you're feeling at a dead end, fuck it, just do it. If you enjoy it, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny seeing the amount of streams from Overwatch League players and other pros and stuff this week that's been Valorant, you know, and it's a bit like, shouldn't you be playing the game that you're, you know,
Pay to play.
yeah, invested in and paying to play? I can understand that you could be like, fuck it, I want to play something else,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it doesn't help but make me think your heart's probably in this, or you know, your interest might lie somewhere else.
I think a lot of there's cases where there are a lot of players that are looking to switch.
Yeah,
they're either finding stuff that's stale with their current game, or maybe they got so far with their current game but weren't quite tipping over the edge, and they thought, okay, I'm already at this level here, like experience, and maybe I can ride the wave early and make that step in a new game. Yeah, because they'll go in with experience from their current games, right? So I'm super, like, we had serious reservations about the game. Both of us had serious reservations. So, like, I can't stress that enough. Like, we're not just like fanboys, like, oh, I love this game too much. As soon as I saw a screenshot, I was sold. Like,
yeah.
I still don't like the way this game looks. I understand why it looks the way that it looks. It has the cleanest edges of any game fucking ever. It's designed from a competitive point of view so that everything is very, very easy to see. There's no weird, dodgy, shaded spots that you might be able to hide a character. There's no fucking nooks and crannies. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so well thought out.
Yeah, and when it was announced, sorry, when it was announced, and they spoke about wanting to design a competitive shooter from the ground up, it was very much, you know, all right, okay, I'm sure.
Yeah,
you know, yeah. And we saw,
looks like you borrowed Counter-Strike here, pals.
Yeah, and then we saw the gameplay videos that they put out. Just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Oh, they got abilities. Ooh, but
seen that before.
Yeah, but no, it works. It works real good. It's real fun.
It's really fun. It takes, like, we say this before, but like, we both come from an Overwatch background. I come from a Counter-Strike background, like, from my early years. So, like, it's essentially putting these two things together with these, like, you got, like, the 5v5 tactical shooters, sensibility, like weapon sprays, like one taps and shit that you see in Counter-Strike. You have the abilities and the crazy, like, visuals that you might see in a game like Overwatch, and they've kind of pieced them together. And instead of it kind of being really janky and horrible, it's like so fucking polished, so good. Everything works as intended.
If anything, it adds to the creative ability of the player, the abilities. It doesn't take away from the game, and that's what I was worried about. But it very much adds a level of also strategy to it. Sorry, you know. Whereas in a game like Overwatch, you know, Maywall goes up and everyone just sort of is like, okay, start swinging, or, you know, it's not a big deal. But if if the spike gets planted and Sage walls off a part that you can't get to, now that's the closest point of that choke, you're fucking scrambling. You know, there's lots of more big brain plays to be made with these abilities. This is the thing,
you know? like in a player in that, like, exact example, if you have players, like, you could fake a rotate, right? Because there are more than one character. There's at least 2 or 3 characters that could get on top of a wall like that. So you could fake a rotation with, like, 2 players and then use another player to go up on top of the wall. So you're saying, your abilities enhance the way that you can play. You can't just accept that someone's going to gun, like, all of the team has to rotate, because they don't have to rotate.
No.
They could break the wall if they want.
Yeah,
you know, it like, I fully agree with you. Abilities accentuate the way you play, not just they don't limit it. They're not a gimmick.
No, they're not a gimmick. There's always an outplay for it as well. I've noticed, especially specifically with like these Sova tracking darts and things like that. If you shoot them quick enough, it doesn't. It doesn't register.
Yeah, you can shoot them before anybody gets picked up.
Same with the Cypher cameras.
Outside of that, it's
same with the Raze boombot. Like everything has its own little,
It's a niche like ability, really, isn't it? It's nothing is nothing outside. Well, nothing is a guaranteed like kill or like it doesn't. Nothing is has a guaranteed effect to the game.
Mm-hmm.
So in the same way that you can throw grenades, smokes, mollies, flashbangs, etc. in CS, like none of those have a guaranteed effect on what you're about to do.
Yeah.
But you can make set plays with them. You can do fake plays with them. Everything that people are like, everything that I wanted, there.
It's everything I ever wanted.
It's literally so fun. I was very, very reserved in this game. So I just saw Obi jump from the sofa. It's like,
I missed that. Really exciting.
Anyway.
Do you want to touch on CS and we'll wrap this baby up?
Yeah, I think there's only two results we're talking if we're talking top level. So the ESL season 11. I can see you sneaking away. I'm so glad you're not in your pants this time. So yeah, ESL season 11 finals were held last weekend. So in the EU, Fnatic beat Mousesports 3-2 after going 2-1 down. It's a bit of an epic. Some seriously good CS. And in NA, Liquid beat EG 3-0 overall. It was 2-0 on the day, and they had the map. They were one map up from the from coming in through the upper bracket.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Fnatic and Liquid are your ESL season 11 champions.
Woo! Go Fnatic and Liquid! Yeah.
Don't use the dog for views.
Subscribe, but the dog gets it. I'm joking.
Yeah.
He wants to get down because Ria's outside. He's upset.
Oh, bless him.
He's caught on my mic cable, on my headphone cable. Right.
All right. I think that just about does it.
Yeah. That's pretty much everything we need to cover.
Yeah, good talk, bro. Good talk.
Yeah. We'll wrap this baby up. If you could do us a favor and follow us, like us, whatever on social media, get anything. I'll take anything. All right. We're not doing this for the fucking views. We're doing this because we enjoy it.
Yeah.
So yeah. On that note, catch you next week.
All right.
Cheers.
See you.